Good evening and welcome to the Dream Team Tonic podcast as we preview Gameweek 30 Sun Dream Team. Just had a weekend of FA Cup action. Still a few games to go, but we're going to get stuck into looking at Gameweek 30 anyway. How are you doing, Ben? All good?
Not too bad, mate. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Pretty tired, actually. Literally jumped straight off of our deadline stream on Saturday. Trained straight up to London. We go bar crawl, getting ready, getting seasoned for the weekend we've got coming up with a Meetup.
Yeah, looking forward to it, mate.
Getting a bit old for it. I think I might have a little bit of time off after our Meetup. It takes it out of you. Should we get straight into looking at the teams? We've already been venting a little bit, haven't we, off air?
Yeah.
With some of the stuff that's gone on this weekend. We'll shout out a few people in the chat though before we begin. So quite a packed crowd this evening. We've got Josh Baker, Miss Snoopy, Philip Harrison, David F, Michael Hodson, Andy Barnett, Icaz, Joe Cook, Lee Doherty, Roberto, and Joe. If I said Joe twice, I never know. I read you out twice, a lot of you guys. But welcome all of you.
Bonjour.
Right. Do you want to let off some steam?
If you have to.
You've not had many players play, actually, have you? I was having a nose before we started.
2, 4, 5 players I'd played this week. 36 points so far. So I've got Vardio, 2 points. Not very good, but still got another game left against the team to bully, Leicester.
He's let us down so far, hasn't he? But yeah, he's still got the good one. That was annoying. He'd moved. Did you see it? He Kusanov went off at half time, and then he went from left back to centre back again. So wiped out all his sort of attacking threat.
Yeah. And my captain was Haaland, 7 points. Not too bad considering he missed a penalty. So 14 points altogether for Haaland. I brought in Munoz and Asensio. So Munoz got me 8 points, clean sheet. Asensio brought him in after his 7 goals in, was it 7 goals in 8 games?
Yeah, I think it was 7 and 8, yeah.
For 7 goals in 8 games. Just call me the points dodger. 7 goals in 8 games for Asensio. Bring him in. He took the penalty, last penalty Villa took. I took out Rashford 2 weeks ago when he blanked. I had Rashford for a few assists. Then I take him out and I decided to go for Asensio because he took the last penalty and he's on a bit of form. So, Asensio only gets 4 points and Rashford trumps with 20 points, 2 goals. So that's 7 goals for Asensio, 2 goals for Rashford, and I've dodged them all. And I've had a Villa player in there the whole time.
That I think I heard them say on the commentary it was like 15 games for club and country without a goal for Rashford as well.
Championship, innit? Championship opponents.
What do you reckon? So do you reckon he is or was anyway designated pen taker, or do you think it was a bit of like it just scored and he was just like, you know what, I want to take another one? Because Asensio did pick up the ball first, but you never know anymore, do you? Because they do mix it up, don't they, to take a bit of heat off.
To be honest, I don't have a clue. I just think it's whoever fancies it. But for Villa, by the looks of it. What do you think?
It's easy to say now, but I guess I'm assuming it's going to just be Rashford carrying on, taking them now, I guess. But yeah, I did think that Asensio scored the last one. He would just carry on taking them, I thought. But yeah, a bit like you saying you were sort of points dodging. I'm pretty sure I've been like penalty taker dodging from Villa. I'd had Tielemans for a bit, and then think then Watkins ended up having pens, didn't he? And then I had Watkins and Rogers on the pitch when Asensio then suddenly become the pen taker. Yeah, now Rashford, but yeah, it is what it is, I guess. What player hasn't been on that we don't know's not ruled out of the situation? Maybe I said Disassi might be the pen taker. We never know. Nah, he's been taking everything though, wasn't he? Rashford, he was taking all the free kicks. He looks like he's trying to be main man. So yeah, I guess he's going to be holding on to them, I think. Annoyingly.
Yeah. Yeah, and I got Rogers as well for 8 points, but not too bad. But yeah, steady week so far. I took out 2 Chelsea boys, Neto and and Kunku. They haven't played yet.
I think that might look all right as well, because I think it Palmer. We've seen Palmer was in training already, and I think Jackson and Madueke as well are both training now as well. So
yeah.
Might be good for Palmer, but your other guys might have ended up missing out. You don't know. Was that red? Was that a little bit of a red arrow?
Oh, a slight one, yeah. Dropped about 40 places, 468th overall. Yeah, overall now.
Yeah, I got 42 points for the week, but I think I went up 2 places. So I thought if I stayed pretty much the same on 42, you might have had a little bit of a red. Yeah, that's taken me to 107th. But yeah, it's that same players as you, isn't it? The only player I've got Munoz, Vardiol, Rogers, Asensio all played. I've got Kluivert, who got me the 6 points. Yeah. I'm not sure if I think he had his goal pinched or whether he just made sure it went in. What do you reckon on Evan Nilsson?
I haven't seen the goal, but I heard it was going in, wasn't it? And then Evan Nilsson nicked it. Literally
from point blank, but possibly a defender might have got there if he didn't help it along. So we'll take it, 6 points. And then the same as you, Captain Haaland. So I've got Alisson to play. Apparently he's okay. I've got Gabriel against Fulham tomorrow. I'm going to be at that one. Managed to grab a ticket. Palmer, Bruno and Salah left to play for me. Excited to see that Saka might be back for it as well, so I might be witnessing that. Got a few questions on that to come. We did try and see if we could get a voice note off of Tony, but I've got his team up on screen. He was feeling quite indecisive on the deadline stream. I don't know if he caught it in the end, but he's stuck the captaincy on Eze, and I think that was a pretty last minute decision. He was going to go Marmoush as well. He considered, but yeah, I think he bought in both Eze and Marmoush this week, I think it was, and stuck the armband on Eze, so worked out pretty well. 9 points on Marmoush.
Proper jam this week for Sony. The old injury for Haaland and then Marmoush off the bench.
Yeah, but he's had a bit of bad luck recently, hasn't he? So he's happy with that, I think. Right, let us know how you got on in the chat, guys. But we'll go straight on to some questions. Drop a like, subscribe if you're listening at a later date. But this one is live with all our Patreon members and YouTube channel members. Getting quite a few channel members now on the YouTube as well. I can see you all in there. If you did want to join and become a Patreon member or one of our channel members, you can hit the join button on YouTube or patreon.com/Dream Team Tonic. All of these tiers get access to the Discord. You get early access to the pods without ads and get your questions answered on the pod. You're a busy boy at the minute trying to work out the different permutations on the fixtures as well. Currently, we're still waiting for some official confirmation on it, but yeah, it looks like there's going to be a few new doubles popping up in the near future. So you get that on Ben's fixture ticker. That's Patreon only, though, on the second tier. So keep an eye out for that. Question time?
Yeah, let's go to it.
So the first, actually, Charlie's question, I'm gonna merge in with a couple because we've got quite a few on Haaland. So we'll come to that in a sec. Ian, is it too early to get on Bukayo Saka. Michael's got it here in the chat as well. Michael's saying Arteta has said Saka is ready. What do you make of it? Is he bluffing?
Well, the beauty of Dream Team is that the game week's locked, so we get to see if he plays against Fulham. So, yeah, if he plays against Fulham, then I'll be very tempted to bring him back in for these double game weeks against Everton, Real Madrid, Brentford, and Real Madrid. And then you got Ipswich in a single after that. So, could be a double as well. It could be another double in 32 if the Palace game that's got postponed because of the FA Cup semi-final in 33 moves to 32. So it could be 3 doubles for Arsenal.
Yeah, they look quite nice, to be fair, don't they?
Yeah.
Well, apart from Real Madrid. But the Ipswich one does look decent. Yeah, I think that's as long as what's the amount of minutes you'd have to see Saka play to consider picking him? Like, say he gets 20 tomorrow off the bench. Is that enough?
Probably not. But if I hear something, but then again, you can't trust Arteta, can you? What he says. But yeah, if he does play a majority of the match tomorrow, I think he'll be a good pick for Game Week 30. He's the main man at Arsenal, isn't he? It'll just give the team such a big boost coming back, especially ahead of the Real Madrid games.
Yeah, they'll not be happy seeing that, will they? I was having a look back because he's still pretty high up the overall rankings considering how long he's been out. 9 goals, 15 assists from 24 matches. So the attacking returns decent and 22 bonus as well. Yeah, he's the second highest average points on the game. Yeah, the Times have him down. They posted an article a little bit earlier saying that they're expecting him to start. They think he's very likely to start tomorrow, which, as a fan, I was a little bit worried about seeing, to be honest. I would like us to be a little bit careful, but I'm guessing they have been with his prep and stuff. But yeah, for me, I'm pretty sure I'm going to bring him in as long as he gets decent minutes. I think even if he gets like 20 or something, I'd still possibly consider it. Because they'll want to give him more than that for Everton, won't they? And you'd imagine they'd then start him for Real Madrid. So, yeah, I'm keen.
Still ahead of Bruno Fernandes for big chances created this season on 22. Third overall. Who do you think second?
Rice.
Yeah, because you had him in your team.
Yeah, I know, because I had him recent. It's the corners. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good shout. I'm seriously considering him for this game week. Best captain picks for game week 30. I thought this was hard, but it's going to be a good thing. We might get something like that split we had the other day, where it's that 30-30-30 kind of split again. Obviously, Bruno came out on top that time. He probably looks like one of the safest. Shall I read out the doublers?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because obviously we've got Arsenal, Everton away, Madrid at home. Now,
Saka?
I've put Saka down, but I do think I'd have to see more than 20 minutes to consider that. I think you've got to be looking at a start, I think, and probably a promising performance to consider it, I think. You've then got Villa, Forest at home, PSG away. You getting back on Rashford now?
It's like whack-a-mole, isn't it? Which Villa player do you pick?
Any captaincy-worthy ones, though? They've got a lot of really good picks. But any you can trust for the armband?
Don't know. That PSG away game's hard. And Forest are doing well, aren't they? They're no mugs. So, yeah. I can't see anyone like going off it and scoring hat-tricks or anything.
I mean, I've put Watkins down as a contender, but we've all been stung before. They've got options as well.
This might be the game where Asensio goes and gives PSG a good hiding.
Yeah. No, it might just disappear now we've chosen him.
Yeah.
That's it now for the season.
I remember Morientes scoring on loan against Real Madrid in the Champions League semi-final for Monaco, knocking them out.
Has
Was
that
it
always
semi-final?
been
I think it was quarter-final, actually, but yeah.
Has that always been a thing then? Because obviously,
Yeah.
if you're watching later on and you didn't know, he can play against PSG. But has it always been a European rule that you can play against your loan
Yeah.
club? Yeah.
There's somebody else, but recently I heard him talking about it on the radio. I can't remember who it was now. He played against his parent club as well.
It's probably Morata. He's been on loan however many times. United, Bruno Fernandes. This has got to be one of the safer looking ones, hasn't it? Because of how well he's done over the last few weeks for everyone. I didn't choose him that week. You had him, didn't you, for that Leicester week?
Yeah. He could just get points from all different angles, can't he? And he might get a lucky penalty or something as well, just to top it off.
Manchester derby, the first one, but at Old Trafford. But he scored in the reverse leg against City. Grabbed a goal. And then Lyon away from home. I think he can do all right in that double.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the safer looking ones. Now, we're going to do a whole section, I think, on Spurs. But, Spurs sounding quite popular amongst the community. Southampton at home is obviously the appealing one. And then it's Frankfurt at home as well. I'm guessing Son, Solanke, two of the more popular names. But how confident are you that they'll start too?
I'm not confident anyone will start too.
Spurs.
Son's been coming off the bench, hasn't he, in the league games? But he's still been getting some points. So, and you got Kulusevski might be back for the weekend.
Oh, is he back in contention? I didn't see that.
Yeah, possibly for the weekend. Bergval's injured as well, but he could be back at the weekend. So, if they are still out, Maddison stands out for me. But it's just one of them things, like, he just doesn't seem to give him a run of games in the team. Just keeps using him as bit part player, which is just ridiculous, the amount of points he gets when he plays and assists and goals. Scored in the Europa League, didn't he, in the last round as well?
Yeah, but then I think he was a sub either side of that, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just risky. He's pretty much got that tournament to save his job, and I don't even know if he is safe, even if he wins it, to be honest. I don't know what you think there, but he's prioritising, isn't he, now, at this point?
Yeah. Solanke seems to be starting all the matches, but he's not really getting any goals. He got a couple of assists recently, but that's about it.
And I didn't know what to think with that one, because he's usually been pretty good for minutes, but it was like he was out for a little while, wasn't he? Injured. And so while everyone had been sort of playing all of the minutes and needed a rest, he was kind of the guy that needed to get more minutes in his legs. So I don't know, does that mean he's safer than all of the others, or was it just because they needed the rest and he wasn't up to full fitness yet or needed the minutes? So I think I'll dodge Spurs, to be honest, especially for the captaincy at least. What about Chelsea?
Two home games as well.
What, two home games? Yeah, they are decent at home.
Yeah. What do you say about Parma?
Do you think he's a contender? Brentford away, Legia Warsaw away. He's not had the best form recently, has he?
Definitely contender, and Legia ain't no mugs, like, so surely he has to go stronger in this match. Shouldn't be like messing about now at this stage. Should start playing a strong team, but it is Enzo Maresca, so
Yeah,
Comes from the school of Pep, doesn't he?
and there's still so much to play for in the league. Like those European places, probably outside of like Liverpool, Arsenal, Forest. Everyone's still battling it out, aren't they? So they want to keep their players fresh for that. I think it might be all right now, Palmer, if you can get Jackson back in the team firing and Madueke playing as well. He might have a bit of a resurgence, but yeah, I don't know. At the moment, what you're leaning towards, I've not decided, but I'm probably Bruno for me, maybe.
To be honest, it's still undecided.
The thing is, we've only had the FA Cup, haven't we? And it's like we know what it's like. All it will take is for Palmer to bang 2 against Spurs, and we'll see a lot more people want Palmer.
Yeah.
If Saka goes and plays 90 minutes and does really well, he becomes a bigger option. So still early days, isn't it?
Yeah. I do like the Spurs double, but it's just, do you just take the 45 minutes off Son in the league match against Southampton? Because he can get points from different angles as well, can't he? He's done pretty well this season for points, even though he's not been consistently playing. So I haven't decided yet. Still early days. Still got a full fixture of Premier League games to go.
Charlie's question was. I think he'd actually put this question in possibly before Haaland got injured, but he said Marmoush or Haaland out. Money's no object for him, but yeah, if you're taking Haaland out, money is sort of no object. But he's looking at taking, I guess, one of the 2 out, but it's got to be Haaland now, hasn't it? Out of the 2, there's I can't see any benefit of holding on to Haaland. I think there was a little bit of news that come out just before we started, saying they hope to get him back at some point this season, but it doesn't sound very promising at all. Miss Noopy's got a question on Haaland as well, so unless a Haaland injury adds to my funds, the plan's going to be for her to put in Isak and Konsa this week, and take out Munoz and Kluivert. On this part, it says, I would have preferred Gabriel to Konsa. But then she did post her team and there is no Gabriel, so I think she might have meant Vardiel to Konsa.
I think she means that she'd bring Gabriel in instead of Konsa.
Oh, would have preferred to buy him.
Yeah, instead if she can't afford, but she can afford Gabriel now. So if Haaland is injured, that's what she's saying.
Oh,
She
okay.
prefer Gabriel to Konsa. Do you prefer Gabriel to Konsa?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I prefer Gabriel. Oh, yeah, Miss Noopy's in the chat. She's just confirmed that's what she meant, what you said, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I prefer Gabriel to Konsa, but yeah, Konsa's has had a good week this week, hasn't he? It's another frustrating one. Villa couldn't keep a clean sheet to save their lives when I had Martinez in. Same with you. And now, I know it's Preston yesterday, but they've had a bit of a string of clean sheets now, haven't they?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Gabriel for me. Possible 3 double games for Arsenal. But then just be careful because they might blank in 33 if they don't progress to the semi-finals. Because the game against Palace will be moved to 32 to make that the 3rd double game week. And then obviously, hopefully they get through in the Champions League, and then we'll have at least a game there in 33 against PSG or Aston Villa.
Yeah, you might find yourself in a bit of trouble if you've got like Raya, Gabriel, Saka by that point or something. But then again, didn't we have this like I think quite a fair few game weeks ago before one of the previous blanks, wasn't it? And the guys that ended up keeping the Arsenal through the blanks ended up keeping a clean sheet the other side of it. So
yeah,
it can work out all right. Did you have any free? She wanted suggestions up unto 3.9 million. Were there any you like the look of in case anyone else is listening and they're after like a cheap enabling defender?
for me, I think Konsa's Consor's sufficient for the price. He's
You
quite
pointed
cheap.
out his bonus, didn't you, the other day?
Yeah. He got another 3 bonus points at the weekend as well. He's been on a really good run of points.
I didn't have a look and see what he's getting his bonus points from. Is a big chunk of it probably the passing, isn't it?
Not
Quite a
sure.
lot of the centre backs get the high passing accuracy. I'll have to have a look into that.
Yeah, he's had 3 points. He's had 3 bonus in the last 2 games, and he's been on a good run of bonus points as well.
Yeah, 98% pass completion sticks him on the free PPM before it even begins almost. Then he had a successful dribble. He was fouled 4 times. Absolutely battered.
Yeah, he's a good option at 3.4 million.
Do you see Digne, 2 assists?
Yeah, 16-pointer.
It's a frustrating one because you'd love
Yeah.
to be able to pick him, wouldn't you? But
Yeah, takes some set pieces sometimes as well, doesn't he? Yeah, that's the shame because he's fighting with Matson for left back. So I think that's a dodgy one. I'd rather go Consa.
yeah, it's like you do know that he's the first choice, but you can't. It's hard to pinpoint which ones they're going to pick and like rotate on.
Yeah.
I thought this might be a Matson game, to be honest, but maybe where it was the later stages, they gave it to Digne. What did you reckon on possibly Trippier?
Yeah, more for next week for me. Probably Gameweek 31. But yeah, I like it because obviously Hull's injured, so Trippier's been taking some of the set pieces now, hasn't he? With Hull injured.
Mm.
He set the goal up for Dan Burn as well, didn't he, in the final?
Yeah, them corners were wicked that day. And then you've got possibly Dallo as well. He always does okay, doesn't he?
Mm.
You've got Onana in goal, haven't you?
Yeah.
And then I don't think it'll be reliable enough because of what we've just said. But Reece James, 3.8.
Yeah, I looked at him earlier, but it's just nailing his minutes. He started 1 game in the last 3, so
Is that all?
yeah. So I wouldn't risk it.
Yeah, no. If he knew he was going to be playing regular, I think he'd be an option. But it's dangerous, isn't it? At Chelsea.
Yeah, he was in the what was it a few years ago? We had Reece James, Trippier, and we had Trent and who was the other one? Cancelo. Them 4 were all on fire, weren't they? Scoring goals and assists.
Yeah, just doesn't seem to be too much there at the moment for the defence to look at. Who's up next? So Dave is saying if you picked a Tottenham midfielder this week, who would you gamble on? So we did start touching on a bit of Spurs, but honestly, my overall feeling on Spurs at the moment is I don't think I'd go there. We said about captaincy and we said about just players as well. Solanke probably would be I know he's not a midfielder, but he would probably be the one I'd feel most safe about. Joe's in the chat as well saying Solanke done 90 minutes in the last 3 matches. That was David's question as well. Would you consider Solanke a serious contender for the captaincy? Played 2 full 90s in Gameweek 27. But yeah, like I said, I don't know whether that's because they were trying to give him minutes at the time or whether they're going to just play Solanke 90 minutes every game and rotate the rest. They haven't got another striker replacement, have they? Out and out, unless it was Son.
No. Or they could play Tell there, couldn't they? But
Oh yeah, they have done that at times.
yeah, I think it's what I think if you're behind and you want to take a gamble, it could be a good punt. Solanke with the Southampton game could get a couple of goals in that game. But yeah, I don't know if I'd go there myself.
And it's one of them. We're not saying it because they're bad. Like, someone will do really well,
Yeah.
but it's trying to guess which one it's going to be. It's going to be a struggle, I think, personally.
If I want to take a point, go on.
I don't think I'd go for one of the midfielders. It would have been Maddison in
Yeah.
my eyes if I had to pick out a midfielder. But yeah, I was looking at that, and he had that. I jotted it down somewhere, but I think he had like a 10-pointer in between two benches or two sub appearances. It's like, which one are you gonna get? Like, you want Southampton, don't you?
Yeah.
I'm not confident that the best team is going to start that game, personally. And I don't even think we can read into, I don't know if they play tomorrow or Wednesday, but I don't even think you can read into that, to be honest, because there's too long between this game and Europe. Europe's the one they're keeping fresh for, isn't it?
Yeah.
So probably Solanke. Is that who you were going to say, Maddison?
Yeah, it's got to be Maddison, but it's just so risky with them, with their lineups. He could just bench him for one of the games or two of the games. It's just, yeah, it's risky. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's one of them. Someone's going to pop up after and go, "Oh, see, I knew X player from Spurs was going to do well." But like, yeah, one of them probably will. But I couldn't say with any certainty who to pick. Maybe Joe's got the answer here. She's saying Solanke and Son. I'm thinking try and move up in the mini leagues. Maybe you spread your bets a little bit.
I tried that with Chelsea, didn't I?
Oh yeah, that still didn't work.
Neto and Kunku and Palmer, and I got one goal against Leicester.
We are forgetting the bit where Spurs are not very good as well.
But they can turn it on, can't they? And they can batter teams.
And they're getting bodies back as well. They've had a lot of injuries, aren't they? But the same thing's happened in defence, hasn't it? Like we were all Porro's biggest fans for the whole first half of the season, and now all of a sudden they're all sort of one of that three of him, Udogie and Spence is missing out each time.
Yeah, Spence's had a bit of a revival, hasn't he?
Yeah, I'm not feeling great about Spurs, to be honest, but I've seen a lot of people on Twitter liking the look of them for this week, in our Discord liking the look of them this week, so I think it could pay off, but I don't think I'm going there. Do you reckon you might?
I'm tempted, but I just don't know. I don't know. I'm probably more Son than Maddison at the minute, though.
The thing is, if he does it even, like you say, if he comes on as a sub in that Southampton match against tired legs, he could still do some damage, couldn't he?
Yeah.
This was a good one from Solo. So, how much Villa is too much Villa? I know what he means, because they've got a decent squad, haven't they? They've got a lot of good options. I've already got. Are you on 2 as well? We're both Rogers Asensio.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'm looking at my team now, and I've got Alisson in goal. When the opportunity comes, like, I'd move him to Martinez again, probably, if not Raya. He'd probably get injured again. I've got Vardiol, who could easily become Konsa again for the double, take the price rise. And I'm even looking at Ollie Watkins. Like, I would still prefer, I think, Ollie Watkins for next week than going for a Spurs striker, I think, personally. But
Don't fancy Rashford?
No. Tony might.
Tony would love him, wouldn't he?
He's looking good. He is looking all right, but I don't know. I didn't like the fact that he was taking up a striker spot, but actually now we're selling Haaland. I've only got Salah up top, so I can't use that excuse anymore, but I don't think I'll be bringing him in.
Yeah. Well, we're looking at the fixtures. Villa's got the most games. They've got 12 to the end of the season, and they could have 15. So if you've got the cojones, you could go full pelt on. Well, get 5 or 6 Villa players in there because they'll have double in 30, double in 31. The game that was supposed to be in 33 against Man City's now probably going to be moved to 32. So that'll be a double, triple double. And then they've got, if they get through against PSG, they'll have a double in 33 with the FA Cup semi-final. And then it's Arsenal or Real Madrid in the semis. And then again in 34, Fulham, Arsenal or Real Madrid. And then if they get to the FA Cup final, the game that's on the weekend of the 17th in Gameweek 36 could be moved to Gameweek 35. So there might be another double there. So if you get on them earlier or get more in than other people, you could gain on the crowd. But yeah, you just got to hope that Villa do well over this period.
The thing is, I'm looking at those fixtures now, like Gameweek 30, 31. Obviously, they've got PSG in there. But they've got Southampton, the first game of Gameweek 31.
Yeah.
And I still think I'd be more comfortable predicting their lineup for Southampton than I would Spurs for Southampton. Like, I think Villa would still go just as strong for that game.
They might rotate. They don't think they'll rotate a bit if they have a good result in the first leg against PSG.
I mean, they have got the players to do it, haven't they? But where are they? Ninth at the minute, 45 points. They still want to qualify for Europe as well, don't they?
Yeah.
You don't want to give it your all against PSG, go out, and then you've dropped points to Southampton, and then you miss out on Europe next season as well. Yeah, I still think they'll try and go relatively strong. But yeah, they've got, like, do you think, I suppose Marlon could come in, but
yeah, for the Southampton game.
Yeah,
I thought he would have played at the weekend.
I don't know what he's done to upset them, or it's just the full focus. Maybe they didn't know they were getting him. I don't know what order of events it was, but maybe they got him and then realised they could get Rashford and Asensio. Them two are on loan. They want to just do everything they can to persuade him to sign.
Yeah. So
he's not in the Europe squad, is he? So
no.
I just think someone like Watkins, I imagine, will probably start most of those games as long as he's fully fit.
Yeah. So how many would you have then, do you reckon?
I'd probably add one. I think I would add one out of. So I'll split it. So, like, I wouldn't mind having probably now one of Martinez or Konsa, but I probably wouldn't do a Villa double up at the back. But I've got Rodgers and Asensio, and I still think I'd consider adding another in Watkins, though. I don't think I'd add Rashford. So I would still. I wouldn't have any problem with adding Watkins and Martinez, so that'd put me on 4.
Yeah, I think over this period, I think I could consider at least 6. Obviously, yeah, build it up to about six players if they get through in the Champions League. So it could be a pile on.
I reckon you have a good chance of getting the pen taker, with 6.
Yeah, you might get one.
That's when Marlon will become the pen taker, won't it? Yeah, I sort of, I half agree. The only reason I don't think I'll end up on 6 is because I think there'll be better options emerge, like if Saka comes into the mix or Arsenal end up doing okay. But yeah, I don't think there's too many. I mean, you get 2 a week, don't you? So you can easily drop them out again.
Yeah.
So another Haaland one. With Haaland flagged, would you hold or transfer in Isak or Watkins? I don't think anyone's going to hold Haaland, do you?
No, not if he's
Unless
out.
anything changes, yeah. But I did think the second part of this was really interesting. So, or transferring Isak or Watkins. So how do you feel about going early on Isak? Leicester away.
Well, that's a double game week in itself, isn't it? Playing Leicester, surely. I captained Isak against Leicester when I went to the game.
17-pointer.
At the away game, yeah. When they battered us 4-0, I think it was. Yeah, I think it's okay to go for Isak in that game, even though it's not a double. But then when you look at the fixtures longer term, Watkins is going to have like 2, possibly 3 more games over the next few game weeks to Isak. But Isak's more explosive than Watkins, in my opinion. So it's a tricky one.
Guaranteed on pens as well.
Yeah, in 30, he's only got a single, while Villa's got a double, but he's got Leicester. And then he's got the double in 31 with Man U, Crystal Palace, and Villa have Southampton, PSG. And then 32 again, Villa might have a double, looking like it is going to be. And then Newcastle back to singles against Villa. And then obviously, depending if Villa gets through in the Champions League, then they'll have another double there and another double again. But yeah, this short period is decent. And that 33 double, if they get through Villa, Newcastle playing Ipswich at home, so it's still another good game to have him for.
It's a tough one, isn't it? I've popped him in a few drafts already, Isak, as my Haaland replacement, just to see how I sort of feel about it. It is just whether or not you go Watkins and then move on to Isak for the double. But then once you've got Watkins, I don't think you want to take him out because you've got Southampton dangling in front of you. So then could you end up with 2? Maybe is there a way that you end up with both
of them, couldn't you, now Haaland's injured?
Yeah. Is there a way you end up with both of them potentially for 31? But even then, which one would you bring in first? So
I would probably go for Watkins, but I think Isak's probably the better option. It's just the 2 games in 30. I'm thinking that's probably the way to go, but I don't know. Leicester's awful, isn't
it? Forest are a good defence.
Yeah.
PSG done really well against Liverpool's attack.
Do you just put him in and just forget about it?
And don't worry about it being a double.
Yeah, that's what I've sort of done with Munoz, because I know he's single in this week, but I think I'm just going to keep him through it because he doubles again next week, and then he probably doubles again in 32 as well.
That's the thing. We think Isak is in general a better pick than Watkins.
Yeah.
Without the fixtures coming into it. It's tough. It's just like, I like the look of Watkins for this run. He's done all right for me this season when I've had him. But then I don't know who I would lose, because at that point, I think we've got a question on it in a minute, but I think by that point, if I bought in Isak this week, by the week after, I think I'm going to have a full midfield and attack of double game week players. Then who do you take out? That's when it becomes a bit of a tough one. Yeah. We don't have the answer for you, Dave. Sitting firmly on the fence. Miss Noopy, though, she can beat our best of 3. No sitting on the fence. For me, Isak is a no-brainer. She's going for him and Rashford now that Haaland's out. Keep Munoz for the price change. There you go. More decisive than us. We've covered David's on Solanke being the captaincy contender, I think. And then Lee was the same as well. $1 million question: who gets both games for Spurs next week? Could not tell you.
No idea, Lee.
Sorry, mate. Lucky dip. man, is it too late to jump on the Asensio bandwagon? And would you take out Rodgers for him?
Is he on a wind up here?
I wasn't sure, you know. We're seeing him at the weekend.
Yeah, we'll see at the weekend. I wouldn't move Rodgers on with these games coming on. I'd find another way to get Asensio in. There'll be other players that you can take out.
Would you still buy him though? No regrets.
Yeah, I'd still buy him. I bought him for this run of games.
Yeah, same. Like, otherwise, like, I mean, I would have gone, probably would have gone Eze, who obviously turned out to be a great pick, but I wanted them extra games, and it would have left me short on European players. So, yeah, I bought Asensio because I do think that his minutes were a little bit iffy at the start, weren't they? But apparently there was one of them doubles with the Champions League involved that he was rested for the. I think that was actually the one that he might have come on and scored the pen on.
Scored a penalty off the bench, yeah.
Was it that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently he was in line to start that one, but had a knock. So I think injuries aside, maybe his minutes might get a bit better. So I still think he's a good pick, but I definitely wouldn't take Rodgers out for him. I think Rodgers is decent as well. I'm happy with that double up. Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, still buy, but don't take Rodgers out. I think that's gonna become a tough part though. Like if there's someone else that we want, you are gonna probably, if you've got a load of Euro players, you are gonna probably have to make a decision which like one you want out first if you're looking to get Villa out, and you know whichever one you take out is going to be the one that does well.
Yeah.
DT Phillip, I have Haaland, Foden, and Vardiol. Without taking Haaland's injury into account, if you had to take out two of these, who would it be and for who? You've got to take the injury into account, haven't you?
Yeah, you got to take it into account. So that's the easy one, taking out Haaland if he's injured. And then depends on who you want in your team. Depends who you haven't got in your team. If you want someone that's missing from like Villa attack, or if you ain't got a Bruno Fernandes, or you fancy a Palmer or a Tottenham midfielder, you go that way. But I'd probably take Vardy out of the two, bring in a Gabriel or something like that.
Well, leave Foden in.
Yeah.
I suppose there's like a bit of a chain. Marmoush definitely starting probably makes Foden maybe a bit more likely to start. Don't know.
I think the ceiling's higher for Foden than Vardy, so that's probably why I would leave Foden in.
I was thinking of it the other direction. I was thinking like all the names that we've been liking the look of, like your Isaks, your Sakas, your Watkins. I was thinking you use Haaland and Foden, you can probably more likely bring in. I'm assuming that he's at free and back. You could probably bring in more exciting players or higher upside players, but you're considering Foden being the higher upside, I guess. Yeah, I think I'd take Foden and Haaland out.
Like I say, it depends on how your team's looking. If you've got most of the angles covered, then that's probably what I'd do. But if you haven't, then yeah, Foden out for a higher upside player in midfield or attack.
This injury's basically like sealed the season off, hasn't it, for budget? Like every time one comes back from injury, another big hitter goes out, don't they? So
yeah,
like Saka would have been a nice, if you've built a load of budget up, Saka coming back might have been the first time it made it a bit of a squeeze for people, but with Haaland out now, everyone's going to have everyone, aren't they? That's Philip's team there. Raya, Saliba, Munoz, Vardiol, Bruno, Palmer, Foden, Asensio, Watkins, Haaland, Salah. He's got Watkins already.
Anyone you can see is missing? Well, Saka might be back.
Could be the Saka Isak, maybe. I quite like that defence, to be honest. Like, I wouldn't bring I don't know if I'd bring a third Arsenal defender in if I was going to bring Saka in.
Mm.
And I'm guessing, like, Vardiol, when did we say the next double would be? So Vardiol would obviously play Leicester. Oh, that's this week anyway. Play United in a single, Palace in a single, and then 32 he could have, is it Everton Palace? Everton Villa.
Yeah, can be a double there.
So you'd have to go 2 singles before you got to the double, so you might end up taking him out before that anyway.
Yeah.
Part 2 of his question. So what balance of double game week players to single game week players are you looking at for your teams? How many doublers do you think you'll have for next week?
I'll have 8 double game week players next week.
Could be 8. Yeah, there's yours. You got Porro, haven't you? Porro. Oh, you got a European keeper too.
Yeah.
So you have got the luxury, really, of... I mean, if you did end up going Isak, drop you down to 7, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, Salah's a single. Haaland's a single, but he'll be gone. Vardiol's a single. Munoz is single. And Van Dijk's a single. I want to keep Munoz through this period. Probably going to be Vardiol and Haaland out for me.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm probably going to have 7 there. It's probably going to be Haaland and Kluivert out, or Haaland and Vardiol out, but I think it'll probably be Kluivert, especially if Saka looks okay. Then try and find another striker, I think. I don't think I mind keeping hold of Vardiol. I've still got to sort my keeper out, though, but it's kind of like the last thing you want to sort, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world having Alisson, is it, really, I suppose? So you'll have one more. But then I suppose I had one more this week, didn't I? So, Ian Kluivert. Roberto, how smug does Tony feel right now? And then Patrick, so who would you prefer to bring in out of Solanke and Son? We've done a lot of Spurs, haven't we? What was your gun to your head out them two?
I'd still go Son.
Sonny. What for pens?
Even with the less minutes, I think he's just got more chance of getting points.
Yeah, we know he's got more Hull potential, hasn't he, really?
Yeah. I think he's got one of the highest chances created. I'll just double check as well.
Oh, I really don't know on these Spurs
20.
players.
20 chances created.
What, for Son?
Yeah. Big chances created. So
Definitely
he's like...
become a bit more of a creative outlet then.
Let's have a look. See where he is on the leaderboard. I think he's in the top 5. He's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's a joint 4th with Fernandes and Palmer. Big chances created.
The big chance created though, like obviously they lead to assists, don't they? But it's a lot smaller of a chunk than, say, shots on target, for example, isn't it? Like
35 shots on target, 14 assists and 11 goals.
Not bad, is it? What's Solanke on? Was he 11 goals? I think it was similar amount of assists as well when I was looking.
Yeah, 11 goals, 10 assists, 29 shots on target. Son's had more shots on target than him.
I thought Solanke had been missing for more of the season than that, but he's played 33 games.
Yeah.
I feel like he's had a couple big injuries. I think I would maybe choose Solanke. Maybe. But I sort of know what you mean. Solanke seems like the minutes play if you wanted to make sure you was going to get 2 starts, but Son is more clinical. I don't think I'm going to pick either, Patrick. Let us know your feeling. Let us know in the chat.
Just the anti-Spurs Bye.
I'm not anti-Spurs. I've had outside of Dream Team, I'm anti-Spurs. But yeah, having Kulusevski for the majority of the season was pretty enjoyable, and Porro as well.
And you
But
had Son, didn't you? And was he your 12th man?
yeah, he was my 12th man.
Yeah, I was only
Right at the
joking.
start. You're right though. Question 2: provided he's actually fully fit, is Palmer a good option for next week? Yeah, we'll get to see whether. I mean, if he starts and looks all right tomorrow, I definitely would consider him.
Yeah, I'd consider him as just the rotation in Europe's pulled me off a little bit.
Well, and then it's his form and Chelsea's form as well, isn't it? Like, didn't he do? Was the Spurs game one that he did really well in this season, or was that last year?
Yeah, I think he did well this year.
Was it this year?
I think he's got a good record against Spurs. He had it well. He did really well last year, didn't he? And he's doing okay this year.
He's done all right this year, isn't it? It's just the recent. Oh yeah, 25. But that was this season. 25-pointer against Spurs. 2 goals, 1 assist, 5 bonus. I'll take that if he does that tomorrow Wednesday.
2 penalties. Last match.
That's I feel like your pen taker just has to be your captain. Sorry, has to be a pen taker, doesn't it?
Yeah,
just gives you that extra chance. Yeah, I like Palmer as a captaincy option. It obviously backfired, didn't it, the other day when was you on Palmer captaincy for that one?
No. Tony had Palmer captain. He missed the penalty against Leicester.
Yeah, I think I was on it. Gameweek 25, that one, the Southampton one and the Copenhagen one. I think I was on it.
I was on that one, I think.
Mm-hmm. You have to put that to your back of mind, don't you? Right, I think that's it for the questions. Let's do some leagues. Oh, I'll play the music. It might be a little bit loud.
Place Lee Giles and first Jay Goodwin.
The level as well in these is just incredible at the minute. Like I'm pretty sure all of those guys are top 100.
Yeah.
I'm 107 and I've just dropped out of that top 10. Like, yeah, very, very strong. Tonic tag team leaderboard. Myself and Connor in third. Well, Paul McNulty, Andrew Ferguson, both flying at the minute in second. And Adam Gregory and Stephen Maxwell in first. Still. And do second chance?
Yeah. Third place, Andrew Treadle. Second place, Dean Malloy. And first, Tom Gledhill.
Well played. And the Patreon Cash League. We've got J Miles in third, S Powell in second, and L Giles in first. Well played. Right. Well, the next time I'll be chatting to you, Ben, we'll be at the meetup.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it?
Yeah, looking forward to it, mate. Can't wait. Gonna throw some darts.
Yeah, last couple of details. It's still not too late if you did want to pop along. Just give us a message on the 5th. So next Saturday we'll be in Leeds, meeting around midday at Weatherspoons. Called Weatherspoon. Watch a bit of football, have a few drinks, and then we're heading off. Was it about 7:35?
Yeah.
To Flight Club to play some darts. So, yep, bring yourselves along. Let us know that you're coming as well. Just drop us a message or on our Twitter at Dream Team Tonic.
You get your name on the list for the darts.
And then if you want to show your support to the channel, hit that join button. to become a YouTube channel member, or you can become a patron at patreon.com/Dream Team Tonic. Cheers, everyone that's joined us in the chat this evening.
Yeah, cheers, everyone. I think the Patreon Shield quarterfinals is starting next game week from Gameweek 30. The last
Lovely.
8.
Coming down to it. Oh, yeah, I'm finally going to get my hands on the Shield, aren't I, for last season. Tony will bring that along, and I'll pass it on to you guys straight after. I promise I won't steal it.
I think he's making you one. He's making you one so you can take it home.
Oh, well, it's a permanent job. It's not like you don't get your name engraved and have to give it back.
No.
I'll get that up on the wall then somewhere. Right. Well, we'll hopefully see you on Saturday. But yeah, cheers for joining us, everyone.
Yeah, cheers all.
Bye-bye.